Hey, what's going on, my fellow idiots? After taking a week off, we're back with a new episode of Idiot Proof Cooking. And with the first episode back, I've decided to make you all some Penne Alla Vodka, one of the easiest and tastiest pastas you can make. Seriously, this takes like 30 minutes to make at home, and one of the main ingredients in the sauce is vodka. So, before we get into cooking it, this is the second best thing you can do with vodka. Cheers, let's go in for a quick shot. And, that tastes like nail polish remover. Not my drink of choice, but let's go make some pasta with it. Alright, into the kitchen. We're going to start off with a cast iron skillet heating up on a medium-high heat. Let it heat up for 4 to 5 minutes, and then pour in a couple tablespoons of olive oil. I poured in a pretty good glug of it. The first thing we're going to do is fry up a large red onion diced up pretty finely, and then I'm also going to throw in some prosciutto that I diced up into little strips. You can either throw in some prosciutto, or pancetta would be really nice in the Penne Alla Vodka, or you don't even have to put in meat if you don't want. All we're going to do from here is fry the onions and prosciutto for the next 3 to 5 minutes, really just giving the prosciutto a little bit of time to cook and for the onions to soften up and turn just a little bit translucent. So after 5 minutes or so, as you can see here, the onions and everything have started to soften up. So I'm going to add in some garlic. I'm going to crush in 3 cloves of garlic. Don't forget to scrape down your mincer. Mix the garlic in with the prosciutto and onions and just let the garlic cook for about a minute or so. It doesn't take it that long. I am then going to add in a whole 6-ounce can of tomato paste, so just scoop that all out, and then mix the tomato paste in with the onions and prosciutto, or just onions if you didn't put any meat in, and let the tomato paste cook for the next 3 to 5 minutes. I like to stir it around, let it caramelize a little bit, let it darken in the pan. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes. Once that's done, we're going to add in some crushed tomatoes. Now, I'm going to add in 14 ounces. As you can see, I'm using a 28-ounce can because I couldn't find any 14-ounce cans, but I'm adding in 14 ounces of crushed tomatoes, and then we're going to pour in a 1/4 cup of your vodka. It's at this point in time you'll get out your spatula and mix the crushed tomatoes and vodka together with everything else. It's at this point in time that you should get a pot of water and start bringing it to a boil, because we're going to cook the pasta soon. But before we do, let's add some spices into the sauce, starting off with a good shake of red pepper flakes. I am then going to add in a good pinch of kosher salt, and then finishing it off with a few twists of freshly ground black pepper. Add in as much or as little as you want. Stir the spices in, and then just let the sauce simmer for the next 10 to 15 minutes, really just enough time to cook the pasta. And speaking of pasta, like I said earlier, get a pot of water boiling, and you're going to want to salt the water. So throw in a good pinch of kosher salt into the water, and then once the water's boiling, I'm going to add in about 2 cups of penne noodles. That should be enough to feed me, Meg, and the kids, and then just cook the noodles for the next 10 to 12 minutes. Now, you don't have to use penne, you can use whatever noodles you want, but I'm using penne. While the pasta is cooking, go back to your sauce and add in 1 cup of heavy cream into the sauce, and then just use your spatula to slowly and carefully, so you don't spill it, mix in the cream with all the sauce, and that's going to give the sauce, the vodka sauce, that typical orange color that you expect. I am then going to grate in a fairly decent amount of Parmesan cheese. As you can see here, I don't think there's such thing as too much Parmesan cheese, so I'm just going to add a good amount in, and again, use your spatula to mix the Parmesan cheese in. It's at this point in time, it's been about 12 minutes, so the pasta is ready to take out, so I'm just going to use my metal strainer here and just pour the pasta directly into the sauce. You can get a little bit of the pasta water in, and what I'm actually going to do is use a ladle and scoop out about a half cup's worth of the pasta water, pour it on top of the noodles, in with the sauce, and mix everything together. The starchiness in the water from cooking the pasta in it is going to just make the sauce and the noodles nice and creamy when you add that pasta water in. So after you've mixed it all together, you're going to have this gorgeous, gorgeous Penne Alla Vodka. It is done. Look at this thing. It looks so good. Look at the sauce and the prosciutto in there. Oh, it smells good. So you know what? Let's go into the other room and taste test this. I got a bowl of it here, and I'm going to grate some more Parmesan cheese onto it. Like I said just a couple of seconds ago, I don't think there's too much Parmesan cheese on a pasta, and I stand by that. So add on a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and then the last thing I'm going to do is take a fresh basil leaf and just rip it up into little pieces, and I'm going to throw the basil on top, mostly for a garnish, but for a little bit of flavor as well. And look at that. Look at how beautiful that is, and it smells heavenly. heavenly. It smells so good. And this came together in no time. So let's stop talking about it. Let's just go in and taste test this because I am excited. I'm excited to try this. It's going to be way better than the shot of vodka at the beginning. And yeah, with the first bites, this is fantastic. This is so good. The vodka sauce on it is amazing. It's crazy how just like a quarter cup of vodka will just completely give it this amazing flavor. It is so good. The sauce is nice and creamy. It's got just the tiniest little bit of heat from the red pepper flakes. Like it's very minuscule, like not much heat at all, but just a little fleck of it. And it is just so tasty. The little basil leaves are quite a nice addition too. It gives it a little hint of basil. Overall, this was perfect, so you should try it at home. It is so easy to make. But anyways, glad to be back, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, why don't you drop me a comment, like the video, or even subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching Idiot Proof Cooking, and we'll see you on the weekend for the next episode.